Hello friends, this video is about T1 defense layering or what kind of the layer should and must be present within our keep so that we can take all the hits securely. But before that guys, firstly let's speak about calves as right now within the game many are taking the heavy hit from the calves. So firstly guys, calves are highest attacking power troop within the game with decent defense and HP. So if anyhow you don't have the sufficient layer within your keep, or I should say the defective layers, or you have lost layers within your keep, then calves for sure will gonna hit you much harder than any other troop type. But fortunately, guys, as long as you have the decent quantity present within your keep and the decent layers present within your keep, calves are not making any kind of critical hit, right? So as such, there is no criticality from calves as long as you have the decent quantity present within your keep, plus you have the decent layer intact top to bottom within your keep. So suppose if I have to give you the example, if someone is taking the calves hit with suppose the 500 million T1, right? So it doesn't mean that the each and every one of you can take it because it depends upon your buff and debuff as well, right? So suppose if someone is taking at the 500 million T1 and you have the lesser debuff and buff than that particular player, then for sure you would be able to take the hit with 800 or 900 million T1 for sure. So now guys we will speak about the layer that what we should be having within our key, right? So guys, firstly within this particular video I think I have already specified what kind of the minimum layer we should be having within our keep. So let me show you again what more you should be having within your keep as of now within the game. So guys, these layers are almost same as what I mentioned in that particular video. The little change what you can see in the T13, T14, I have mentioned the little more quantity, and even within the calves you can see even in the T14, T13, T12, even all of these layers I have mentioned the 100k layers. And right now I have the 300 million, so I have mentioned the 300 million over here, right? Now guys, if I will speak about myself as such, I have more layer than what I'm showing in this particular image. Even for the ground I have the 500k from in the bottom, and even the 400k till T12, and in the T13 and T14 I'm deciding on the basis of keep level that is hitting me. If high buff K44 or K45 is hitting me, then I'm leaving the more quantity within the T13 and T14, right? Same goes for the caps as well, guys, right? Even within the caps, I'm leaving the more quantity in the higher tier layer if some K44, higher buff K44 or K45 is hitting me, right? Otherwise, as such, even in the below layer, I have the 600k layer for the caps. And for the archers, guys, in the battlefield, I'm not ghosting any archers at all. But in the SVS, some of the archers I'm ghosting and some of the archer I'm leaving within my keep. So suppose if anyhow, firstly I'm losing my archer, so whatever the one march I'm ghosting for the archer, I simply just drop that within the SVS, right? To quickly recover my archers layers, right? Because I feel these three layers are the most critical layers, right? And definitely you should be having the siege layers as well so that there should not be any direct hit on your archer layer, right? But now guys, in this particular video, the most important part that I would like to inform is actually the caps layer, right? Now guys, it is the must for all of you to put some decent quantity within your higher tier caps layer. I have mentioned the 100k layers for the players, those who have the decent buffs. Otherwise, if in case you don't have any decent buff for the caps, then on the secure side, I will say that you should leave at least 200k or the 300k within your higher tier caps layer. And why I'm saying it so, because it is extremely, this caps layer is extremely crucial against the caps hit, right? And even even against the archer hit, this caps layer are extremely important. Now guys, let's speak about March preset. What kind of March preset you should be making to heal back your layers, because in the battlefield all the times you would be losing your ground and caps layers, right? So and these are the must to take the hit effectively. So let me speak about my March preset. Right now in my March preset I have 50k ground layer top to bottom and the 100k caps layer top to bottom. And in the battlefield, if I'm going against heavy buff K44, K45, then I do the double heal of these layers, right? So if I'm going to do the double heal, then what I would be getting 100k ground layer top to bottom, and the 200k calf layer top to bottom I would be getting. And in the archer and siege, I have put it up the 30k, 20k, and in the siege, I have put it up the 10k layers top to bottom. Now, guys, let me give you the idea why I'm so focused over this calf layer, that we should be having this some decent quantity of calf layer within our keep to take the hit more effectively. So suppose guys, let me give you the example of calf layer. In the archer, we all do know we need to have the calf layer top to bottom so that they can waste their turns, while killing all the layers and going down below, right? Now suppose guys, if we have to kill the calf march, right? So obviously guys, firstly we have to clear this ground layer, right? So now guys, let me ask you that who is clearing this ground layer within the calf march, right? So most of the time guys, we would be having the answer like, it could be our ground layer, who is instantly clearing the ground layer within the calf march, right? But I don't think guys that 70 to 80% of the time that's how the things are happening. I think this is the caps layer within our keep that is clearing these ground layers, right? So that is why I feel that this is the must for us to have this some decent quantity of caps layer within our keep top to bottom, so that within the caps march we can clear these ground layer as quickly as possible, right? Otherwise guys, in the end what will happen, that suppose if you have this single layer of the T1, then the whole load will comes down to the this particular layer only to clear all the 14 layer of the ground top to bottom, and afterwards start killing the calf march, right? So I hope now many of you are understanding why I'm so focused. You should be having the some decent quantity of calf layer within your keep right now. Now I know guys, many of you even with the 50k something layer must be taking the hit pretty effectively, but again it's all depends on what kind of the small layers other players are doing. If in case you have watched my these kind of the video, so you will get an idea how those small layers are making the impact, right? Now, as such, guys, regarding the caps hit part, right, I could have explained in the little bit more, but I'm not doing it so because there is no point in, making the things more difficult for us. As such, there are few more points because of that, things are getting difficult for many players in terms of taking the hit. But just keep your caps layer intact, top to bottom with ground layers as well, right? I think there will not be any criticality as long as you have the decent quantity available within your key. Now, apart from it, guys, what more you can do it? You can ask your teammate within the SVS to add at least the 10k layer top to bottom. And what that will do, because as you know, the caps march, ground march has to go through the ground layer and the caps layer, top to bottom in order to hit these below T1 and T2 layers, right? So because of those 10k layers, now caps march will require to, go through the multiple ground layers, right? And the more rounds will be given to these below T1 caps layers, right, to build the more damage over the caps march, and you can pretty much easily able to clear the caps march ground march with no issue at all, right? Just ask couple of players to add those 10k layers top to bottom. Even it's not just about the you know helping your T1 caps. Even guys, suppose if in case some of you have built a lot of the archers and now you're worrying about the siege march, that it might make the impact on your archer, then those 10k layers from your teammates will also going to help out your archers as well, right? Just ask them to add the 10k layers, couple of players, and what that will do, now siege march will have to clear multiple siege layers before reaching your archer, and that's what will not gonna be possible, right? So yep guys, I think yep, this is it for this particular video, and thank you guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video, and bye bye for now.